Hey guys, it's Aaron,
Hey, Jacob.
and we're back for another week of Discovering Shark Week.
Yeah.
And
yeah, somehow.
so we'll start off. Basically, the first year that we did Sharknado, the first year that we did Discovering Shark Week, it was just kind of a bunch of movies we saw at Walmart, and we're like, okay, we'll watch this. And we said we're not gonna do the Sharknados. And then 4 years later,
Here we are,
we're doing Sharknados.
having regrets.
Yeah, well, so last year was like the bottom, if you guys remember. Like it was just like every movie just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So we're like, oh, let's just we'll do the special, and then we'll finish it up with we'll do the Sharknados, because the Sharknados are kind of like, I mean, Jaws was the original, but Sharknados kind of like revitalized. And now we're having regrets doing Sharknados. Well, we thought for sure this movie was going to be like, not like great, but like, pretty good.
I thought it'd be at least entertaining.
So usually we start off and we go, okay, who's going to how many people are going to be survive, or how many people are going to die to the shark? How many people, or how will the shark die? So we're not going to do that this year because, the sharks are going to die in like all different types of ways. So we're doing celebrity deaths. We're not going to do it for this episode, but we're going to do it for the next episode, where we'll look up the cast and we'll go, all right, who's the celebrity? So Chris Jericho. I don't know which one he did, but he did. It was either 4 or 5, and he's like, "Oh, I was on a roller coaster and I got eaten," or something like that. So, starting tomorrow's episode, we're gonna look up the cast. I don't know if they started doing celebrities, but I know by like the third one there was like, "Oh, who's it? Who's the guy who needs to get in?" But and also the other thing we're gonna do differently this year. Oh, and whoever wins will take the gold as the Shark King. So
Whoa.
yeah, so I'm gonna go on Amazon. I'm gonna find a shark trophy, and one of us is gonna have it displayed in our gaming case. And the other thing we're not gonna do is usually we go into the detailed plot points about the shark movie. We're just gonna do like an A, B to C, and then call it good. So I'll do the recap. So Sharknado, the first Sharknado. Wow. Brain just went. No, so the guy is at the coast. The storm's coming in. He's like, oh, I gotta go save my daughter. They go save his daughter. He's like, oh, I gotta go save my son now.
Who was never mentioned before.
He's never mentioned before. He's like, even surprised. He's like, I didn't think, oh, I do have a kid. I do have a son. And then they get sidetracked by a bus. Then they go save the son at the airport. And then the son's like, hey, let's drop bombs because I'm a domestic terrorist. And we'll drop bombs in the tornado. They do that.
And we'll save the day.
Drive a truck in the tornado. We'll save the day. All the people are happy. That's the recap of...
Pretty succinct. That's more or less what happened.
So, this movie... So, now we're just going to talk about it because this movie didn't know what it wanted to be. Like, it was clearly shot on a small budget because like some scenes had water and other scenes had no water.
Like half the movie was B-roll.
Yeah, like I think some of the flooding were like real life areas. They just probably took off YouTube and like, oh, nobody's gonna know that this is flooding. Yeah, it was very interesting because I know that the bus scene, like he's scalping from a bus and it's like it's nice out. And then, like, if you look to the right, like, there's, like, cars just driving like, casually on a Tuesday.
There's a shot from on the bridge, and you can see the bus in frame, and then not 10 feet away, there's cars. No water. No water anywhere. And then you get another camera shot, and the bus is, like, half submerged in water. And the bus scene didn't even have to happen. I think that was there for padding.
Yeah, I think they just added it out. And so he scalpels down. There's like this guy who I feel bad. I don't get it. Now I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too because he kind of looked like Garth from Wayne's World. Like an old man. Like Wayne's World, the TV show failed and this is what he's doing now.
But, like, he was a nice guy. Like, he was children first. He was keeping the kids calm in the bus. And then he gets up, to the thing, because the main character's like, hey, okay, you go next. And then, he's just like, a genuinely nice dude, and the director's like, no, he's an ugly looking fucker, and we had to make sure that he dies in the most
in the most ironic way, because he's like, haha, my mom told me Hollywood would kill me, and then he gets killed by the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, and it almost looks like they pick up the sign and they put it back down again, and they pick it up again and put it on, like, make sure he's dead. Like, he's not getting out, he's dead. And
He is aggressively dead.
So I mean, that was like the only scene that I was like really like kind of pissed off, because I mean, if you're gonna kill him like that, just make him like a dick or something. So you're like oh cool. But
see, I was mostly dead the whole movie. Nothing really. Like I looked at it and I just went, yep.
Yeah, there's a scene at the beginning that has no relevance. It's just setting up the plot where this Asian guy is talking to this German guy. I think he's German.
He's a captain of a boat, and he's trying to give him a bum deal on the sharks. And he's like, no, it's $1 million, nothing less. Anyway, I'm going to shoot you if you don't agree. You know, you're on my boat.
In the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. Not really much you can do about it.
And then the Asian guy's like, I'm going to run away. And he's like, I'm taking the money. And then he dies.
I'm going to take the boat, too. And it's just like, dude, do you even know how to drive a boat? Well, you're dead now, so I guess it doesn't matter. And then the captain dies, and we're all just like, oh, well.
They're like, well, we had to put the Sharknado at the very beginning, because otherwise people are going to be like,
people would have turned this off.
I was close to turning it off. Well, we can. But if I was watching some sci-fi,
we could turn this off.
We could, but we
I think we should do that at one point. Just turn it off and just say what we think happens in the movie.
Right? Yeah.
Just give a
do it for number 5. Just take a guess.
Just give a recap of, like, yeah, and then they go to the grocery store, and there's this guy who doesn't believe. Well, they do go to a grocery store, and there's in a side quest, and he's just like, my favorite cheese is pepper jack. The government knows that. This is like, yeah, dude, because you introduce yourself as the pepper jack lover.
Exactly. Yeah, there's just, I mean, like I said earlier, half the scenes were like no rain, and just regular people driving, and the other scenes were like, oh my god, it's chaotic. And
there's a part where they run down the interstate to save people who are on the oncoming lane, and then they pan back out and they're gone. Like, I'm like, they had to have run past the truck, right? Or the SUV. Where are they? Why is the interstate clear? Why is there nobody down?
Well, what I liked is that they're at the bottom of the interstate, and water's being taken on top of the interstate. It's like, do you not know how the height differences work?
And then there's a whole bunch of like, yeah, they're in ankle deep water, but they're sharks. And I'm just like, I don't think sharks can attack in ankle deep water.
I like one of the scenes where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna board up this my store, and then
everybody needs to leave.
2 seconds later, the fucking store gets destroyed. Another thing, I forgot if I said this, but we're also gonna do at the very end if any other shark movies have stole from Sharknado. And we have one, at least that we know of. The one we did last year with the old grandpa who's like, I gotta sacrifice myself.
No, Granddad, just get on the stairs.
That whole movie is just, I think, stole from that one scene when the dad goes to the ex-wife's house to get the daughter. Oh, by the way, the daughter looks like she's 25, and somehow and still every other week they swap, go to each other's houses.
Yeah.
It's fun. Such a great. Well, the other joke, the ongoing joke, is that the main character is so perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I feel like this guy had some part of writing the script, because like he's just the best guy. He's always putting himself first or himself after everybody else. Like he sees a bus, he's like, there's got to be kids on there. I need to save them. It has to be me.
Those people at the bottom of the freeway, I gotta save them.
I've got to go down there. It's got to be me.
That tornado is coming in. It's gotta be. Well, his son breaks in and says, "No, it's gotta be me."
And then he steals a truck and he's like, "It's gotta be me who stops the final tornado. It's gotta be me who saves the girl who got eaten by the shark whole."
Yeah, the girl Nova, she gets eaten in midair, and then somehow he lands right in the same belly as the girl.
Yeah,
and saves her. And then his son's like, I'm gonna fuck her.
I never did get your real name, and I don't think we got it either.
I think it's Jenny Lynn.
Oh, that's a dumb name.
Total stripper name. The reason I say that is because at the very beginning of the movie, she's like, I'm not a stripper.
Yeah.
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 So.
Okay.
Well, so hope you guys enjoyed that. It's gonna be a long week. We'll see you back tomorrow with the celebrity deaths. Who's gonna be in and who's not.
Oh boy.